From the Northwest Public Broadcasting
I'm
Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
One more time, I'm Noah Bolter.
And I'm DJ Rodman. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Our top story this afternoon, just over a week after construction workers finished repairing a water main break on Grand Avenue, another pipeline issue impacted the same road earlier today. The city says that it was a service line that needed repairs and that they finished the job at about 1 p.m. If you have concerns about your water lines, you can contact City Maintenance and Operations at 509-338-3243.
Pullman police are asking for the public's help in locating some missing items on Greek Row. That's where Murrow News 8's Albert James joins us now. Albert, what are we looking for?
DJ, they are looking for garbage cans. Police say 3 cans are missing from the area, including one that used to be right outside a farmhouse here behind me. The cans are intended to keep the neighborhood clean. The City and College Hill Association own the cans, and they cost about $400 a piece. Pullman Police Operations Commander Aaron Brashear says this isn't the first time cans have been messed with. He told me these cans are only a year old and replaced cans that were previously damaged. He says police will look for the cans as they respond to other calls. Anyone with information about the missing cans are asked to call Pullman Police. We're live on Greek Row this afternoon. Albert James, Murrow News 8.
Thank you, Albert. State wildlife officials say that gray wolves are being fatally poisoned in the northeast corner of Washington State. They say they have already found 6 dead wolves, all killed by poison. Killing endangered animals is a misdemeanor in Washington and could cost you $5,000 and up to a year in jail. Police are offering over $51,000 for information that cracks the case.
A Seattle police officer was shot Monday night. Police have not released the name for the person who shot the officer. All we know is that he is a 44-year-old man. The man was uncooperative and shot the officer. After, ran from the scene and was later caught a few blocks away. The officer was transported to Harborview Medical Center and is said to be in stable condition.
Tonight, over in Idaho, the Troy Library is hosting a candidates forum for the 2022 elections. According to the Latah County website, candidates for the 2nd and 3rd Commissioners' districts will speak. Candidates for the Idaho Senate and House of Representatives, County Treasurer, and Clerk of the District Court will also be present. The forum runs from 6 to 8:30 p.m.
The City of Pullman is looking for a new Planning Commission member. Pullman Mayor Glenn Johnson is seeking applications to fill the vacancy. The 7-member board reviews major land use development proposals in the community. The application can be found on Pullman Radio News.
Next on Murrow News 8, what you need to know about Pullman's last farmers market of the season.
And what will the weather be looking like to enjoy it?
The Whitman County Library is teaming up with the League of Women Voters of Pullman to host events to inform the public. If you take a look at your screen, you can quickly snap a picture of some of the dates for upcoming events. They say the goal is to inform the public on how to register to vote and how to update their information.
The Pullman Farmers Market is holding its last event of the season today. The event is ongoing from 3:30 today until 6 p.m. at Brailsford WSU Visitor Center. So if you haven't gone yet, hurry on over. And luckily we're having some nice sunny we're having a nice sunny afternoon for the last farmers market, and it's actually been pretty sunny for the last couple of days. Alex, what's the rest of our forecast looking like?
Well, it is looking like sunshine, sunshine, and more sunshine today, tomorrow, the next 5 days across the state. But let's take a closer look, starting with today. We have a high of 72 and a low of 42, and a nice 5-mile-an-hour breeze to the west. And looking ahead at tomorrow's weather, very similar temperatures, a skosh warmer with 74-degree high and a 41-degree low, and a little bit stronger of a breeze from the east. Now taking a look at the state map, let's start over on the west side in Seattle. We have a high of 67, more of that marine coastal west coast climate, and a high of 71 in Olympia, but it's sunny in both cities. I was there over the weekend and it was very pleasant. And then taking a look over here at central Washington, we have some higher 70-degree temperatures, 75 in Yakima and 77 in the Tri-Cities, and sunshine in both. And then up in Spokane, we have a high of 75 and that sunshine. And if you're going to Scarywood this weekend, like I am, we're expecting similar temperatures through Saturday, that nice sunshine and low to mid 70s as well. And then that 72 down here in Pullman. Looking ahead at the 5-day forecast, like I said earlier, we are expecting lots and lots of sunshine. We're seeing a lot of consistency with 74 degrees, 73, 74, and another 74. But if you're going to that soccer game Friday night that we're going to touch on later, I definitely recommend bringing a jacket because it will start to cool down as the sun goes down, and that sunset will be about 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier. That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Alex. Coming up on Murrow News 8, a deeper look at the Astros' painful comeback win over the Mariners.
And how will WSU football bounce back after USC next year on Murrow News 8?
The Mariners played an incredible game against Houston yesterday, being up 7-5 up until the bottom of the 9th inning. That's when Yordan Alvarez stole the show. After a single from Julio Rodriguez in the top of the first inning, Ty France made great contact to send J-Rod to third. The Mariners would go on to score their first run of the game. Logan Gilbert had a pretty good outing against the Trastros, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, and 5 Ks. Justin Verlander had an uncharacteristic start, giving up 6 runs, 10 hits, and only 3 strikeouts. He pitched 4 innings, and when the bullpen came out, the Mariners' offense struggled. J.P. Crawford, not a big home run hitter this year, hit an absolute missile to right field, giving the Mariners a 3-run lead in the 4th. Eugenio Suarez would also hit a home run in the 7th. In the bottom of the 9th, with 2 outs, the Mariners brought in ace Robbie Ray to finish the game. Unfortunately, he was unable to do so in favor of the Mariners. Yordan Alvarez, one of the best left-handed batters in the league, hit a 3-run walk-off nuke for the Astros to win it 8-7.
The Cougs lost against the Trojans on Saturday, 30-14 at the Coliseum in Southern California. The Cougs suffered a few losses on the offensive side of the ball as well. Key receiver Renard Bell and starting running back Nakia Watson will be sidelined indefinitely, Coach Dickert says. In Watson's place, freshman Jalen Jenkins rushed for 130 yards against the number 6 Trojans. The defense had a great outing, keeping the Trojans to just 188 passing yards, but it wasn't enough to stop Caleb Williams and the rest of the offense. The Cougs are traveling to Corvallis to take on the Beavers, who are ranked just below the Cougs in Pac-12 rankings. The Beavs are coming off of a close win against Stanford with a final score of 28-27. They combined for a total of 442 yards with almost 200 rushing yards. The Cougs are going to have to continue with a dominant defensive line play to beat Jonathan Smith on October 12th.
The Cougar volleyball team hasn't slowed down whatsoever. They've won 4 of their last 5 matches, coming off a weekend sweep over both Oregon schools, proving they definitely deserve a spot ranked in the top 25. They took out the 12th ranked Ducks in 5 sets on Friday night, with the student section practically bringing down Bowler Gymnasium to the ground. That momentum continued with a 3-0 sweep of the Beavers. Coach Greeny and the Cougs travel to the Rockies this weekend as their 3rd road trip begins, taking on the Buffaloes, who are 12-4 overall and 4-2 in the Pac-12.
Women's soccer is having their annual pink game on Friday at home against the Ducks of Oregon. Coming off of a loss against Stanford, the Cougs look to have a bounce-back game against the Ducks. So make sure to show your support and wear pink on Friday at the lower soccer field at 7 p.m.
The women's basketball schedule was announced yesterday with a grand total of 19 games to air on Pac-12 Network. Cougs' first televised game is on November 13th, a home game versus Prairie View A&M, airing at 12 noon on Pac-12 Network. Their first conference game is against Oregon and will also be aired on Pac-12 Network at 2 p.m. All times and dates are on the Cougars' athletic page. Coming up, it's National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work Day.
And see what our favorite stuffed animals are or were when we were kids. Next on Murrow News 8. Today is National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work Day. I mean, we haven't brought ours, but Alex, let's hear about your story as a kid.
I didn't have a teddy bear. I had a Beanie Baby monkey, and then I had a blanket that my grandma made for me. It had like sea life on it, and I called it Sea Blanket. So those were like my 2 that I carry around. I still have them in a go bag in case there's an emergency and I need to get them out of the house.
That's so cute. I had a little buffalo named Buffy, and the whole reveal was amazing. Like, my parents, I was a little kid, we went to the game farm, we fed some bison, and after the whole event, the car was shaking, and I was a little kid, so I didn't know what was going on. We go back to check, and they had presented in the trunk a brand new stuffed buffalo that I fell in love with. So that's my story. What about you?
When I was in 3rd grade, my favorite stuffed lion was, I brought it to school. It was actually Bring Your Stuffed Animal School Day. Mm-hmm. So I brought it, and my friends and I, we were playing around with it. The second I know, the head's ripped off. I was really sad, but thankfully my mom was there to save the day, sewing the head back on, and good as new. I still have it to this day. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you missed anything, or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MurrowNews8, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.